everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. It's hard to imagine this not being a fun game to watch. It's the 49ers going up against the Broncos. So let's get you out to Denver for the call of our game. Here are Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis.
Larry, we are at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, as you get a look at Sports Authority Field at Mile High. Tonight, it's a preseason matchup between the San Francisco 49ers and the Denver Broncos. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Guyton along with Charles Davis. And Charles, week 3 of the preseason. We're getting there. Opening night on the horizon. Here, the Madden video game even came out on Tuesday, so you know we're close. But this is the week you use as your dress rehearsal, isn't it?
It is. You go over everything as you would on opening day when it actually counts. They'll regulate how much the starters play, but this is probably the game they play the most in the preseason. And don't forget, after this game, the rosters get pared down to 75 guys.
Now the kicker, Brandon McManus, about ready to get us started. And off we go from Sports Authority Field. This is taken near the 13. Oh, the spin. Stephon Diggs, the 40. Past the 20. Touchdown, 49ers. Stephon Diggs taking it in. And the Niners have taken the early lead. So how about that? You want to talk about coming into a hostile environment and just silencing the crowd. They just did it.
Couldn't be a better start. There's no way. All week long, they've talked about having this type of a start, but I think they looked at it from the offensive team's perspective. You know, get the opening kickoff. You guys control the ball. A lot of people are now going to say, okay, now your offense, will they be out of whack? No, not at all. They're going to be absolutely happy. They're relaxed. They took care of business for them. They don't have any pressure now. They can just go play.
And the 49ers grab a 7-0 lead. So how about that for an intriguing start? The opening kickoff of the ball game, return for a touchdown. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. And the mile-high air in full effect as that's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by their 6'7" quarterback out of Memphis. It's Paxton Lynch.
And there's no getting around it. When you first look at Paxton Lynch, you see his height. You see 6'7". You can't get past it. But don't think that he's immobile. This guy has great footwork, quick feet, and moves around really well. And when you think you've got him hemmed in the pocket, he can escape in a big way and then beat you downfield with his arm.
Now a carry. It's C.J. Anderson. And nothing doing on his first run. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
And that's why you see so many teams play a 3-4 defense, because that set gives you a lot of flexibility about where to bring pressure from, and it's hard for an offense to pick it up. Left side, right side, up the middle, especially with some really flexible linebackers.
On second down, here's Lynch. Looking for his running back, and he's got it. And he's able to get up here to the 26. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and they're going to face a third down. The offense on your screen now, and our first look at C.J. Anderson.
And what a look it's going to be, making a name for himself rapidly running the football.
So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. On 3rd down, Lynch. And he finds a man with a crossing route. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
bunch on first down. He's got a man. It's his fullback. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line.
It's interesting because when I'm watching college football and I'm evaluating guys for the draft now, my list of fullbacks, pure fullbacks, it's a very short list. I'm probably evaluating more punters and kickers now than I am fullbacks, but it doesn't matter what you call the position, it's who you put there, and there we saw completion.
So they complete the pass, and now they face a second down.
All right, here we go.
Once again, it's Lynch. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height, sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there. If he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback that has to slide and find open space to throw.
And the 49ers on the defensive side of the football.
Eric Reid is a safety that you can use all over on defense, both in the box as a tackler and back deep as a cover man.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. On second down, Anderson. 1 yard, the official pickup there, so it's going to set up 3rd and 9.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Now, and he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe.
Oh, my goodness. Was that a defensive back that got to him with the pressure?
Oh, look at the former defensive back. You're all smiles up here.
I hope everybody can hear my smile on that play.
So on 4th down, here's Ryan Quigley now to kick this one away. He'll send this away into the Rocky Mountain Night, and it's a good one. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. And they're led out by a guy who learned from one of the great ones in his first few years in Tom Brady. This is Jimmy Garoppolo.
When you're a backup to one of the all-time great players, if you don't spend time picking that guy's brain or just watching and observing how he does things to increase your game, then you've wasted that time. I don't think Jimmy Garoppolo is that type of a player. I think those lessons learned have a chance to transmit themselves very well.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. And the quarterback, he's got some big threats at wideout.
And they seem to get bigger all the time, don't they, Brandon? Every time I look out and watch a game, we're getting these bigger, more athletic, acrobatic receivers. We have some today.
Second down following the run. On second down, here's Garoppolo. Eluding the pressure right. It's hauled in by Torrey Smith. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
And the offense lining up 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. So holding by the offense and maybe now got to shift up what you want to do on the playbook.
Yeah, definitely. Change what you're doing in the playbook, but boy, the advantage shifts to the guys on defense, doesn't it? Longer yardage situations, they often become bolder.
Here we go now.
Throwing now is Garoppolo. Finding time. Steps away to his left. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. It's a solid pickup of 11, and it's second down.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
Let's go. Boom, landed.
Now Garoppolo throwing on second. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. So a good spin move, but not a whole lot to show after as he's taken down. And here's a look at the defense for Denver.
A former first-round selection, Bradley Roby is comfortable whether covering in the slot or outside the numbers. And the Broncos go to a nickel set on third down.
Yeah, they've got an extra DB out there.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Garoppolo looks to throw once more. And over the middle to the tight end, Bennett. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end. A guy that you can line up anywhere. In the slot, out wide, in tight. Doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. A first down carry here for Charles. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe sticking.
But he's going to be wrapped up and driven down. Von Miller in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. 7th play in this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. On 3rd and long, it's Garoppolo. And he finds his man, Kamar Aiken. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. 1 quarter down. It's the 49ers with the early lead. Charles and I back to Denver after this.
This presentation of the NFL on EA Sports is brought to you by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
2nd quarter now. Brandon Gaud and Charles Davis with you. It's the 49ers in control of the football, and they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10. And the 8th play on this drive coming up. Now Carlos Hyde in the game. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. That led to a really nice game.
Fuller brings it in over the middle. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
When you see zone defense and you know you got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Let's go.
Now fails. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Long drive. The defense just cannot seem to catch a break and get off the field. An extra defensive back in the game now here for 3rd and 4. And he comes back with one complete. And he has the first down before he's tackled at the 5.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. That is incomplete.
But there's no trace of nervousness there. He was able to diagnose that play from his linebacker position, stay in excellent coverage, and bat the ball away.
Throwing his fails. That's caught at the 3. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down. And some concerns caused him to slip to the 5th round. I guess if you're him, the good news is you kind of flew under the radar. Maybe expectations are low. You could come in and prove something.
And a lot to prove, because those off-field concerns that creep in on you, you want to prove that they're all wrong, that they don't matter, that you are a much better player than what people picked you.
Really, it's a solid draft class from a year ago. They were able to address some key weak spots on their team and fill in some holes.
And they were able to identify the players they wanted early in the process. Got a little bit of luck, as some guys may have fallen to them, but for the most part, knew their philosophy and stuck to it.
Play clock down to 2, and we get a signal and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. So the offensive unit called the TO, and now we are ready to resume play. From the 3-yard line again, they'll try and punch it in here on 3rd and goal.
Here we go. Detroit! Detroit! Gun!
Again, he'll drop to throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
3rd down is the down. Both sides know they absolutely have to win. And the name of the game for the defense is pressure on the quarterback. But pressure on the quarterback with contact, that's how you end up winning it.
The 49ers are going to turn over to the special teams crew. The field goal unit is out there now. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And Lutz's kick is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. I feel like we just ran a marathon. That was a long drive. They probably wanted 6 if they're going to go that many plays.
And there were no checkpoints, no watering stations, nothing like that, right? Terrific job by the offense, because not only did they possess the ball for that long, they wore down the defense. That could pay dividends later.
And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
First play of the drive. Let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking. But the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Let's go. 3-19.
Now it's the backup Simeon. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. He went backwards 7 yards, setting up a tough 3rd down.
When you lose that kind of yardage on a pass play, you often expect it to be a sack. But that wasn't the case there. They completed the pass. Probably would have been better off just dropping the football and making an incompletion as opposed to catching it and losing that kind of yardage.
So here we go now. An extra defensive back in there on 3rd and 10.
3-19.
Off the fake to Booker and Simeon. He finds Humphreys. And he takes this one just shy of midfield all the way to the 49. And there they went crossing route against the zone defense. What do you think of that?
Takes real coordination between the passer and the receiver because you got to read those zones and where the open spots are and be on the same page with the guy throwing the football. Because sometimes you're throwing it in front of the zone. Sometimes you're throwing it between the zones. Sometimes the receiver's going to just kind of find a spot and what we call sit down and present himself to the quarterback and throw it there.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. The corner blitz gets there as he goes down for a loss of 7.
The game plan for any defense is finding ways to make a quarterback uncomfortable in the pocket. When you bring pressure from all angles, you never know who's going to get home. In this case, the left cornerback, right in the face of him, puts him down.
Two receivers left, one to the right. Here's Simeon now on second down. His throw incomplete.
Holding offense.
So oftentimes you see defensive holding. Here it's offensive holding for the flag. Second down carry for Booker. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. He'll get 3, but it leaves him with a big hole here on 3rd and very long.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first level run, and it was stopped by South.
And the Niners get there and bring him down. Quentin Dial in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that'll lead to a 4th down. Here's Ryan Quigley now as he'll kick it away for the second time. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. Back to Denver right after this. Back now. As I search for my cue card here, there we go. Coming up at halftime, Larry Ridley will join us from Orlando. He'll have highlights and analysis from our first half of play.
Well read.
Yeah, thank you. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
And caught by Curley. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. He'll look to throw. They go screen pass to Hyde. And he is going to lose yardage here. He lost 6 there on the first down play. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on first down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away. Throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
And this defense looks for one more stop here on 3rd after the run. On play action, they'll throw. And he's got his man on the out route.
Holding offense.
So on 4th down, out comes Bradley Pinion to punt this one away. set to take the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
Here we go. 3-19.
Now a first down throw, Simeon. This is Booker on the dump off. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and it'll be a second down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
They'll come out in the pistol. On second down, here's Simeon. He finds Taylor, complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. On first down, it's Simeon. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Tony Girardetti in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. To throw on second is Simeon. Quick hitter here, it's complete. So he got free of 1 tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half.
Here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
A final shot before break. Simeon. He's going to float this one deep, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Will Hill. And he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action.
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome to the EA Halftime Report. Let's take a look back at the first half. The Broncos haven't played their best football and trail because of it. The 49ers have come in and looked good as the road team, and will just keep trying to play hard and maintain the lead going forward. So let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. Down to late in the second. Here the pass would be completed into coverage, and they'll end up picking up 13 yards on the play. Staying late in the half to once again sack the QB. This will go for a loss of 8. So that'll wrap it up for us here at the EA Sports Studio. We'll head back now to Denver for the start of the second half.
So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. And as we see so frequently here in Colorado, that one over the end line, so it'll come out to the 25. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
False start, offense. Still first down.
They'll run it now out of the gun. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
running again, and again it's Booker. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. So they get half of what they needed. It'll be 3rd and 6 upcoming.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
And they'll get 14 yards out of it and a fresh set of downs.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
Back to throw, Simeon. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one. No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play? On 2nd and 10, Simeon surveying the field. He's going to let this one go for Latimer. That's caught inside the 20. They give him a gain of 38. Well, they've been struggling in the passing game. Do you like the aggressiveness there? I mean, it worked on that play, but do you like it?
I do, because a lot of the time you're struggling because your passing lanes are clogged. That usually happens when you're throwing the ball underneath. People start to press up on you. Push them deep. Find some space and open things up again. Being aggressive there, I think, will pay off for them.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands.
Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player, you threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and about 7 left.
But you've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball, because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Throwing on 3rd down, Simeon. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he will have the 1st down before he's brought down at the 3.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-armed guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
They'll run it. This is Booker. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's 3rd down.
Well, sometimes I get caught in hyperbole, but I think they desperately need to punch this one in. They're running out of time.
Yeah, 2-score game, second half. You're down here. This is the time to put it in the end zone.
Man, not going to get much better than this for an opportunity.
Line of scrimmage at the 4. Here's 3rd and goal. Now Simeon on 3rd and goal. That's caught at the 3. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Their big tight end from 3 yards out. And the Broncos have cut it to within a score. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
So that one a long 11-play drive, and it culminates in a touchdown by the Broncos. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This one taken just inside the 10. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Here's a look at the 49ers offense as they make their way out for their first possession of the second half. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Whether it's what we call an even front or an odd front, and an odd front's real easy to figure out. If that guy is lined up over the nose of the center, typically that's an odd front defense. Odd number of people, meaning 3-4 versus the 4-3, which is an even front. You've got to control those guys in the middle. Whether it's the nose or the two defensive tackles in a four-man front, if those guys can't get moved, you cannot run the ball in the middle of the field. And in that play, they were able to actually take care of business. Really tough drive, but that run help salvage something there, because now there's something positive that came out of it. They got to see good blocking, good push by the offensive line, wide receivers trying to get involved, a good run by the back, and now maybe it'll be a catalyst for them to look at going forward, watching it on tape. Maybe they can keep incorporating that type of a run into their offense.
They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. So the offense has it 1st and 10. So on that play, defense was in the zone. They ran a crossing route offensively, but the defense, so you got to be good with communication, don't you?
You certainly do, and it's not something that is really evident when you watch it on the screen. But everyone's talking, communicating, pointing, and it keeps you from chasing receivers because you have a specific zone you have to cover. When a receiver's in your zone and he crosses to another one, you got to let your guy know. They got a completion there, but I like the discipline they showed to stay in their proper areas and then make the tackle.
And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
Not too many more ideal situations in 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
They run again with Hyde on first. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Well, a well-executed blitz, no doubt. Great job by the linebacker. Maybe the quarterback, if he could have seen that, could have audibled there.
Yeah, he needed to be in a different play because that one just meshed perfectly for the defense. All the gaps were filled except for the one the offense really wanted to run through, and that was filled by a big man wanting to make a tackle.
And he made a great tackle. Now fails. Buying time to his left. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Sometimes you just have to take things into your own hands, don't you? I mean, the offense is really struggling in this game. They're the ones keeping things going. They have to continue to play at that level.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Throwing his fails. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Jeremy Curley, the intended receiver. And it's 4th down.
Putting pressure on the guy throwing the football is always good, but when you can couple that with contact on him that leads to an incompletion, as we just saw there, that's winning football.
And for the 2nd time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. Made his first. This now from 46 yards away. And this one is right down the middle. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. So it's only 3 points on this opening drive of the 3rd quarter. And even though that stretches out the lead, Charles, I think you'd have to consider this a win for the defense, no?
Couldn't agree more, Brandon. That offense got themselves in prime position to really open up this ball game, but the drive stalled out. And yeah, 3 points is very easy to get back in today's NFL.
Play fake here on 1st down. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by the linebacker, Donald Butler. And some room to work. And into the end zone. A pick six for the 49er D as they score the touchdown. So a dangerous pass over the middle into zone coverage, and it bit him hard.
And what's really difficult when you throw it in that direction and versus that zone, that means the linebackers have gotten to their spot, gotten their heads back around, and they can see the quarterback and everything in front of them. And they took big advantage of it, went the other direction. Excellent blocking, and picked up a touchdown.
And they will line up now for the two-point try. They'll look to throw. And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more preseason football on EA Sports. Welcome back now to Denver. It's 49er football here. They've got the lead as well as we get set to start the 4th and final quarter. And there's a quick momentum swing. INT return for a pick 6, and then the 2-point conversion good.
And even if you're keeping your wits about you, you're thinking to yourself, okay, extra point block team going into the game now. All of a sudden you're hearing defense. Everyone's scrambling for their helmets and throwing down their cups of water. That's a great position for them to be in, trying to score against that team. A little bit disjointed.
And Denver getting set to take the field. Simeon on first down. He finds Taylor, complete. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's second down. On second down, here's Simeon. He's got time. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down. And nobody was open downfield there. It looked like a pretty clear throwaway.
Yeah, definitely was that. I'm wondering why there wasn't intentional grounding. I know they're saying there's a receiver there in the area. Those darn quarterbacks, they get away with everything.
Spoken like a true defensive back, Mr. Davis.
Did that come out?
It did.
Okay.
The intended receiver that time, Adam Humphries. And that brings up 4th down. Here's Ryan Quigley now as he's on to punt for Denver. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. Out on the field now, here come the 49ers. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try and increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
So pass interference on the defense. Charles, this is a penalty we see all the time.
The offenses know what they're doing. They know how to create great matchups. And defenders, if you're not there in time, they will throw the flag.
Following the penalty, it's high. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43. Couple of Broncos there in on the tackle. And in this situation with a lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
He'll drop to throw. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it, sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. And I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. Now this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. Now this Broncos offensive unit ready to head back out onto the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
It's a gain of 7, and it'll make it 2nd down.
And coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there, and how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
Drops it underneath for Booker. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here.
Offense.
So a little grabbing there, but this time it goes against the offense for holding. So the D-line's going to spread out. Here's Simeon now on 2nd down. And he is out of bounds, getting it across the 30-yard line. 15 yards through the air and a 1st down.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and, of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
Here we go now. Blue Lightning. Blue Lightning.
On 1st and 10, Simeon. This is Booker on the dump off. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 5 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it a 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Second down to the offense, needing 5 yards. Again, Simeon. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd.
Whether they deserve credit or not, the defense is going to take credit for that incompletion because it always feels good when you slow down an offense.
An extra DB for the 49ers now on 3rd. Simeon throwing again. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks. And a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
And his throw's going to be incomplete. And here comes play number 6 on this drive.
Come on out here. Come get some. Hang on now. 3-19. All right, now, look at 56.
Back to the air, Simeon on second down. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
So many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one. And that drop will cause a little bit of angst for the play caller because you know they've worked all week game planning and flexing the tight end out and making him a matchup issue for the defense. They have what they wanted, and he drops the ball.
Man, just couldn't hang on to the slam. Cody Latimer, the intended receiver, and that'll make it third down. It's been a pretty long drive. This will be play number 9, and they need 10 yards out of it on third.
Hang on now. Green 39. Green 39.
Throwing on third down, Simeon. And that will be incomplete as well.
Holding offense.
And that right there will set him back a bit on the offensive holding penalty.
And you know who you want to pressure after a penalty like that? The guy who just committed the foul. You want to see if he's going to keep his head down or if he's going to get his head right back into the game. I'd send a blitz at him right away and see if he holds up.
So here's 3rd and 20, and with a long yardage, defense going with a nickel look. Back to throw, Simeon. He's got time in the pocket. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. And a nice play there defensively. And this is a new acquisition, Charles. You and I were talking about it pregame. Just signed as a free agent earlier this week.
Love when they pick up those guys with something to prove. Because any guy who's a free agent off the street, no one else wanted him. So he wants to prove to the rest of the league, you should have signed me first.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. And movement by one of the Broncos up front, and in comes the flag.
False start offense.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. It's a 5-receiver set. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Desperation time for Simeon on 4th. Finding time. He's going to launch this thing. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. This spot in the 4th quarter with that deficit, had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it.
And now the 49er offense ready to go and getting back out onto the field. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now.
And he's going to be wrapped up and driven down. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away. And now the offense will look to respond after the sack.
Let's
On second down, Hyde. And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. Now the Broncos are going to take a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. So 3rd and medium here, 3rd and 5. Throwing his fails. And bringing it in, this is Selleck over the middle. And now the Broncos will burn another timeout here. That'll be their second, so 1 more chance to stop the clock here. And we'll be back. So the defense had a chance to catch their breath, and now they're back out and ready. Here's Bradley Pena now as he's on to punt for San Francisco. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. Here again comes the captain of this offense leading his crew back out there now. He's had quite the turnaround, Charles. At the start of the game, passing game was a little bit of a mess, but he's back on the horse, so to speak.
Love seeing how someone can rebound from a slow start or a tough start. Means that they're strong mentally. They've kind of calmed themselves down. Everyone's rallied around them. Maybe they even change game planning a little bit in order to make things better for them.
And incomplete, a drop there in the middle 3rd of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Everything looked right on that play except the conclusion. He dropped it, an in route, going into a little bit of traffic. Maybe in the back of his mind, he was wondering where the hit was going to come from.
2nd down here after the incomplete pass. Here comes the D swarming to the line. On 2nd and 10, Simeon. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move them all over the place to try and find good matchups, and they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
10 yards to go on 3rd.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19.
From the gun on 3rd, Simeon. And Latimer's got it. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
Well, it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
Simeon on 1st down. He finds Taylor, complete. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. On 1st down, Simeon. And he gets it complete to Latimer. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40.
Holding offense.
So there you go, holding by the offense, and that'll push him back.
Changes everything now as you try and figure out what your playbook has for you. Longer yardage situations, tougher to execute and pick up 1st downs.
Simeon throwing again. They set up the screen to Booker. So he got his hands a little too far outside. The ref caught him, threw the flag. It's a loss of 10 yards on the play. Throwing again is Simeon. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 12 yards is the pickup there, and it'll make this a 2nd and long. And quickly, they get to the line. And at 50 seconds left, he'll spike it to stop the clock. And, Charles, in this situation, this is where the word miracle comes into play.
Have to score real fast, maybe throw a jump ball in the end zone and hope for the best.
All right, here we go.
3rd and long. It's Simeon. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. A great read, and it's picked off. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
And this is a situation where defensively, Brandon, you're going to be so excited. It's getting late. You've got the lead. No reason to not just pin your ears back and go. Bring the pressure. And here they hit him as he's releasing the football, and that's going to help lead to the interception.
The San Francisco offense getting their last-minute instructions before they take over here. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
Holding offense.
So holding by the offense, and maybe now got to shift up what you want to do on the playbook.
Yeah, definitely. Change what you're doing in the playbook, but boy, the advantage shifts to the guys on defense, doesn't it? Longer yardage situations, they often become bolder.
High. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside.
Let's go. Come on.
One final kneel down here, and that should just about do it. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted, no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. From Denver, good night, everybody.